If you had to hold a third asset besides Bitcoin and besides Ethereum, something crypto related, what would it be? What could you buy that has staying power? Something that you could hold for 10 plus years and you wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, I do want to thank today's show sponsor, Doba, but we'll talk more about that later in the video. It's kind of an interesting question. Someone reached out to me, Luke reached out to me, and said he has potentially an interesting topic. He's comfortable holding Bitcoin and Ethereum for 10 plus years, but not anything else. Makes a really good point. What would be number 3? Because as of now, Bitcoin has mass adoption. Ethereum has mass adoption, right? They both have unique reasons to hold them. One is never going to be made more of, except for what's already planned, right? Bitcoin is never going to be changed in that way. It's a scarce asset. Ethereum is really interesting as well because it allows you to decentralize just about everything. However, after that, there's nothing new, right? The majority of cryptos we look at are either ETH killers potentially, or they're trying to be a meme, or there's some kind of new utility, but there's nothing that is kind of less risky than Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's nothing that's risk off. Everything else is riskier by far, I think, than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, one use case of crypto that would fit that third category, one of the biggest use cases in crypto, is stablecoin. However, you can't really get rich off stablecoins unless you stake it, and then you're pretty much just lending. So that's what I want to look at here today. That's what I want to get into, right? Is there something big that we have not already discovered or we have not looked at that could be the third thing that we should all be holding on to, something that we can hold long term, hold to retirement? If you don't mind, hit subscribe underneath the video, turn on that bell notification so you can see future videos like this. If you want to see these videos a little bit sooner, I'm going to release this to Patreon faster than everyone else. And there's also a link down there in case you want to sign up to Webull. You can get some free stocks when you deposit on the platform. And when I buy stocks too, you can check that out on Patreon. I alert everyone early there. Now, crypto, obviously, there are so many different tokens you can get into. 10,000 plus tokens on CoinGecko, even more than that on CoinMarketCap. But after you get out of the top 10, I think everything is really risky. Obviously, we just go down the risk curve pretty much. As you go down, they become riskier and riskier. Now, I still think there are a lot of potential cryptos that could do really well in the next bull run. I'm not trying to say that, outside the top 10, that these won't do extremely well. What we're trying to figure out, though, is what has some staying power. What is going to be here 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line? What is something that isn't super risky, that doesn't have a ton of dilution happening, right? Like, the tokenomics behind Bitcoin and Ethereum are fantastic. I think that's part of the reason that they are doing so well. Bitcoin has a set supply. It's immutable. It's completely open source. And it has growing adoption. Ethereum is actually deflationary and continues to be worked on. It improves. It's really what everything else is built on. Now, Bitcoin recently had kind of another exciting thing, which is BRC20. There are more tokens being built on Bitcoin. Ordinal inscriptions are happening as well. So we're starting to see Bitcoin almost become what Ethereum is as well. But after that, what do you go with? And I've held a lot of different cryptos at different points. Sometimes I've held upwards of 10, 15 cryptos. Right now, I only hold a few. So I don't hold a ton of different cryptos right now. And my Bitcoin and Ethereum positions are 97% of my portfolio, give or take. So I hold a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum compared to every other crypto out there. So I thought this was a great question. The person that reached out to me, if you have a great idea for something like this, let me know. I have my email underneath the video. You can reach out to me. But I thought this was a great question because honestly, I feel so bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the risk profile is so much different. And I started to think, okay, what would I really believe in? What would I trust in? What gaps does a portfolio with Bitcoin and Ethereum have? Well, obviously, it can be taken in a couple different ways. If you don't have anything else in your portfolio, if you just have Bitcoin or Ethereum, you might want to diversify into stocks or cash or real estate. That makes sense, right? That's pretty easy to just say, though. I don't want to take the easy way out. So I started to think about other cryptos. And honestly, for me, I think there are a lot of cryptos, like I said, that have upside potential, but nothing that I would trust to be like that third leg of the stool that I don't think is going anywhere for a while. But there's something crypto related, and I think this could be the answer to the problem. So in crypto, there's this kind of problem, right? You can buy something like USDT or USDC, you can use DeFi, you can get a yield on it, but you're essentially borrowing or you're trusting your crypto that it won't be taken away in some kind of hack. So what if you could get a yield with crypto that was not related? And this is not sponsored or anything like that. This is just my real thoughts. What if you could make money from Bitcoin or Ethereum? If you could make something in the real world, like US dollars from this. And that's where I started thinking, okay, this is actually something I'm doing right now. This could be the third leg of the stool. And what I'm talking about is selling calls. A lot of people might have heard of this. I have a full video on this, but this is MicroStrategy, right? We all know what MicroStrategy is. They hold Bitcoin. If you are bullish on Bitcoin, you may consider selling calls. MicroStrategy is pretty much just a play on Bitcoin, right? They can do some fancy accounting. They can raise money. They can dilute shareholders or buy back shares. So there are different things that cause it to not fluctuate exactly with the price of Bitcoin. And you have to realize you're having shareholders here, so they can sell at any time, even if Bitcoin's not going up or down. But the cool thing about this is when you buy a stock like this, if you hold 100 shares, you could sell a call. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's see here. So if we go out about 1 month from today, June 23, 2023, the price right now is $2.89, the share price. If you hold 100 shares of this stock, you could give someone the right to buy your shares at a certain price. That's what selling a call is. So let's say, right, it's $2.90 now. You could go up to $3.10. So that's about a 5% increase from where the price is today. Actually, $3.05 is a 5% increase. So we go to $3.05, right? If in the next 30 days, because it's May 23 right now that I'm recording this, in the next 30 days, you can give someone the right to buy your shares at $305, and they will pay you $15.20. Now you might say, why would someone do that, right? And what are the ins and outs of this? So the price right now could go down. If the price goes down over the next 30 days and you sold this call, you don't have to do anything. You just get this $1,520 because it's $15.20 per share. So $1,520 you get paid, and you get to keep all your shares. That's awesome. So you do better than just holding the shares if the price goes up. Now, before we go any further, I want to thank partner of the channel, Doba, who is one of the best platforms out there for dropshipping. If you've ever thought about it, or if you've ever been interested in business in general, you should stay through and watch because they do have a new user bonus, which is really attractive. Now, Doba provides a great supplier directory with listing tools, which makes it really easy to discover and list products really quickly and easily on their website. They've been in the business for 20 years, so you know that this is not just something spun up that's a cash grab or something. You know that they actually have been focusing on really in-depth problems that the industry has for a long time. So it's really cool to work with someone that's such OG in the dropshipping space. Dropshippers can buy products from the source as a supplier and ship them directly to customers without the stress of inventory and delivery. Suppliers can also focus on storage, packaging, and shipping while expanding their business and increasing sales through the platform. Doba currently serves 600,000 online stores and has 700,000 products in stock and 720,000 products on sale. They offer products for the home, garden, tools, outdoors, sports, pets, beauty and health, electronics, and more. In addition, Doba does have a lot of integrations with major e-commerce platforms such as Amazon, eBay, Shopify, and more to make dropshipping simplified. They also provide support and services for retailers, dropshippers, e-commerce, and entrepreneurs. Now, Doba is really well known. If you look up best dropshippers, Doba is one of the first companies that comes up. You can actually see on Shopify, they have a list of the 13 best dropshipper suppliers in 2023. And if you scroll down here to Doba, they said instead of simply listing dropshipping vendors, Doba integrates with suppliers, hence why it only has 165 suppliers, allowing you to place orders with multiple warehouses using its centralized interface. Membership also includes a push to marketplace tool that automates the process of listing items on eBay. They say that this is best for people that can identify quality products for drop shipping on your own and don't mind working with them directly. You'll be able to save around $700 per year. Now, personally, I have had merchandise on the channel before, and I can't imagine doing anything besides drop shipping for it, especially when you're running other businesses. Not having to deal with all the logistics and hiring other employees is really beneficial, because when you're doing drop shipping, you know it's basically profit. It's all profit minus any advertising you might be doing. Now, here's some of the top sellers. You can see there's a wide range of products. It's not just, it's not just one specific thing that they focus on at Doba. They have, like we said, furniture, symptom relief medications like eardrops. They have steam cleaners. They have bedhead products. They have all different types of things. So you can check out the links underneath the video. They do have a special promotion for new users. So when you sign up now, you can get a coupon package, get $3 off when you spend $5 or more, or get $7 off when you spend $20 or more. So you don't want to miss out on these amazing savings, especially if you're going to use this. Now, I want to give a special thanks to Doba for sponsoring this part of the video. As I said, I think it can be really beneficial, and it's cool to work with one of the OGs, one of the best companies in the industry that's been around for over 20 years. So again, if you are thinking about dropshipping, definitely check out the links underneath the video. If the price goes up, let's say it goes up to 300, you get this 1,520, and you get to keep your shares. So you had price appreciation of $10 per share. You have 100 shares, so that would be $1,000. And you also got $1,525. You got that. Now, if it goes up to 305, you basically get to keep your shares. If it's below 305, you get to keep your shares. If it goes over 305, let's say it goes to 310, $310, you would still have to sell at 305. So that's basically what someone's paying for the ability to do. They think that's going to go up well past $305. If it goes up to 310, you would have to get rid of your shares. So you would sell them at 305. So you could have held them and gotten $5 more per share, but you get $15 per share premium. So really, the break even right here, if you were to sell this, is $320. If the price goes over 320 in the next month, it would have been better just to hold the shares. But keep in mind, you get paid this upfront. So you're taking some risk off the table. You're basically, I think this is the really smart part about this. If you believe in Bitcoin or Ethereum, there are long periods of time where the price doesn't really do anything. So if you wanted to take some risk off the table, you have less upside, but you could get paid premiums. It could be a way to round out your portfolio, which is really interesting. Now, if Bitcoin goes up to $100,000 in a year, yeah, it would have been way better just to hold these shares, right? You could have bought these shares and maybe it goes up to $1,200, like a 4x, and Bitcoin 4x's. Yeah, you're going to miss out. But you can't think about it like that. You can't think about what you're missing out on. Basically, what you have to think about is, hey, if MicroStrategy goes up 5% in the next month, that's a really good monthly return. Like, that's insane. If you did that for 12 months, that'd be 60%. And you get $15 premium, which is like another 5%. So you're basically saying, hey, if I get over 10% this month, I'm okay. I just want that 10%. And if it goes down, great. That's fine, because you wanted the shares anyways, and you got extra cash from it. Now, there are a couple issues with this. Obviously, if you're super bullish, you might miss out because you could miss out on a 4x. I recently had a stock that did really well. It was actually Google stock that I did this exact thing on, but it went up $15 over the course of a couple weeks. And there's a little bit of an issue with that, right? There's something called rolling calls. You can basically push out the date and you can buy back your call. So there's a way to keep your shares even if the price goes above that level, that strike. But if it goes there pretty quickly, that's difficult. So I got rid of my shares at a pretty big discount to where the price is now. Google's at like 125 now. I had a strike for 108, I believe it was. I sold it when Google was 105. Keep in mind, this is only a small part of my Google position. It's only about 10 or 15% of my whole Google position. But I couldn't get the full value out of them because it moved up so quickly. And there is a bit of FOMO when that happens. You think, oh, I could have just held onto the shares and I would have made a lot more money. But when I go back and think about it, I had the chance for about 5% upside in a week, and I got paid a premium to take that. So at that time, that was a good deal. It just happened that there's a lot of upside. The stock moved very quickly. So you can't think about what you miss out on. You have to think about how well you did in that period of time, right? I made out like a bandit that week. I actually did really well. But if I had held on a little bit longer without selling the call, obviously I would have done even better. However, now I can do something called selling puts. So basically, I can sell the ability to buy the shares at a certain price. So basically, I get paid if I was looking at MicroStrategy and I said, hey, I think it's going to be above 280, or I'm just willing to buy if it falls below 280 because I think it's a good price, and I have the money in my account to do this, they would pay me $1,760 for me saying that I was willing to buy at $280 per share. Now, the problem with playing MicroStrategy is the stock is expensive. As I said, $290 per share. You need 100 shares to sell calls. So you need about $29,000 worth of MicroStrategy. And I'd suggest if you were thinking about doing this, right, this should be like the third leg. You should have some money if you're bullish in Bitcoin itself, some Ethereum as well. And then if you want to add some way of making money, you could do this. But again, that's a lot of money for some people. So you could do something like buy a Bitcoin miner. You'd want to buy one that you think has good economics about it, that's still growing. Obviously, with these options, you want companies that you believe in, that have some decent volatility, but something that you're not married to. You're not going to be feeling like you miss out if it goes up a lot. CleanSpark is an interesting one because it's $5 a share. It's a $500 million market cap. Miners are risky, keep that in mind, but you lower the risk a little bit by selling these covered calls. So recently, this one's actually gone up a lot. I have a position in CleanSpark, and it's gone up a lot. I think it was $2.50, I want to say, like a couple months ago. Now it's at $4.50. I actually sold some covered calls on CleanSpark that are actually going to go through most likely now, and I'll have to sell my shares. So I did make some pretty large premiums. For example, if you look out 30 days, actually you can't look out 30 days because it's not super liquid. If you look out 24 days, you would get paid 35 cents to sell a call. So if you have 100 of these shares and you're looking at the $5 strike price, so basically if it goes up 10% in the next month or in the next 24 days, you would have to get rid of your shares, but you get paid $35 to do so. So the whole position right now would be worth $452 for 100 shares. They would pay you $35 here today to have the right to buy it at $5. So it's kind of a balancing game, right? You want the strike to be high enough that it probably won't go through, but you also want a decent amount of premium. So here you would get paid like 8% premium in a month, and you'd still have 10% upside potential. So that's pretty awesome. There's a lot of volatility in the stock though, and you have to be willing to take the downside. So if CleanSpark goes down to $3, that's not really, this $35 isn't really going to offset that decrease in price. Now, something that I really like to look at is the delta, which is basically like the probability of it going in the money. So they're saying there's a 44% chance here that CleanSpark will be above $5 at this expiration date. Now, it's not perfect, right? It's not. If it was perfect, then people would be making money hand over fist, or there'd just be no one making money because everything's perfect in the market then. But essentially what you're doing here is just giving someone else the long shot opportunity to make money. And what you're doing is you're playing the other side of the trade. You're taking the consistent cash, and with this, you can make a decent amount of premium. I've been making really good premiums over on Webull, doing this exact same thing with Tesla, Amazon, Google, and CleanSpark. Do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. You should definitely watch more videos on this, and I have a longer video that I can put on the end screen for you, so that way you can figure out how to do this a little bit better, and it gives more examples. But I do think this is a really interesting way of making money. So doing this could give you some extra cash to do a couple different things with. You could either buy the dip. So if you want to keep this all in crypto, you can basically keep this cash on the sidelines to buy the dip. Otherwise, you can just use it to continuously DCA into the market, or you can just diversify it away from crypto. You can make some money on it and then move it into a less risky asset. And eventually, if you have a large enough portfolio, you can actually use this to retire. You can make steady income from doing this. Now, there's some volatility, there's some skill to it, so you'll have to get better over time, and you will get better over time. You'll probably make some mistakes at the beginning, but I do think this is a really interesting way of investing in crypto, taking some of the volatility out, and then also getting paid actual real money without having to let someone borrow your cash. You're not depositing it and getting 10% on some staking platform, and you're not having to trust that they're going to hold your crypto without it getting stolen or hacked or anything like that. This is secure. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. I do this on Webull, so if you want to check that out, there's a link to it underneath the video. As I said, when you sign up and deposit like $100, you get some free stocks, a lot of free stocks, so you can make some free money that way. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if there are any other video ideas that you'd like down in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.